Hello, my name is Georgena Eggleston of BeyondYourGrief.com. Robin Williams' sudden departure this week has brought to light suicide, mental illness, depression, and substance abuse. These topics have been discussed by expert professionals, blogged about in social media, and we've been teachers to each other, for many people have lived with each of these conditions. Then there have been all these wonderful heartfelt tributes to the man who was a genius. He was generous, kind, and hilarious. And I'm so grateful to his family for sharing him with us. I know what it's like to share a creative person. My 15-and-a-half-year-old son was one of those, the artist in school, where all the kids would see what it was that Reed had drawn. He was 15 and a half when he was banned from the basketball team, suspended from school for 3 days, and ran home and literally lost face as he shot himself. He'd never failed publicly, and I was plunged into the vortex of grief, just like each of us were this week. When I went into that vortex of grief, I had the tools of my faith, a spiritual practice, family and friends that loved me, and the certainty that the sun would come up every morning. What I didn't have was a headlight through grief. I didn't have a way of knowing what grief really was. Jean Houston was to have said once, "We are spelunkers in the caves of our mind." I did not know how murky my mind was, the grief that was there, the guilt that was there. I certainly didn't know that my body was a way through grief, or that self-care would be my way of moving through grief as well. I would invite us to consider how we can grieve intelligently this time, how we can keep grief out of the closet, how we can still be crying over something that has deeply touched us all. Monday we were in shock, Tuesday were the tributes and the memorials, and now, yesterday, I was in tears all day because of our collective grief. I would invite you to go to my blog at BeyondYourGrief.com and read more about intelligent grief, where we are aware of grief and we allow ourselves to be supported. There's also a place there for you to sign up for a free meditation that could possibly comfort your heart in this time of our national grief and mourning.